Hey guys, I am here to do my Word Wednesday video. I haven't done one in a while, but today is definitely a day for one. So, I was sitting, as you can tell, in my mobile office, and I was reading a book by T.D. Jakes called God's Leading Lady. And as I read this book, there was a thought that came across my mind, and it went with part of what we learned about at Tuesday night Bible study. So pastor asked the question and he said, how did Jesus suffer in his flesh? Now, most people are like, he suffered to the cross, but pastor kept on with it, and someone said that he suffered when he was in the wilderness, and that he suffered in his flesh when he was tempted in the wilderness. So that brings me to my point, the wilderness. So as I was sitting and thinking, as I was reading this book, I started to think about Moses and how they were in the wilderness for 40 years. Now, a journey that should have taken 11 days only took 40 years. And that made me look at my life and made me look at, my current situations and what I go through, my trials and tribulations. And I was like, should have taken them 11 days. Now, those of you who know me know where I'm coming from. So, I really sat and I thought about it. And it's funny because you sit and you hear people say, I already went through this. I'm facing the same thing that I faced last season, and I'm having to go through this, and I'm being tested by the enemy, or like you just hear all these different excuses, because that's what they are, all these different excuses, all these different reasons. And my thing is, if you're being tempted in this season by something you were also tempted in last season, maybe your season was never up to begin with, because you never conquered what it was that you were being tested by. So God gave me this excellent illustration. Say you have this beautiful red apple and you're hungry and you are ready to eat this apple, and God is like, hey, let me have that apple. Doesn't tell you why, just says, hey, let me have that apple. And you're like, God, I'm so hungry and I don't have anything, and I know that you are the creator of the universe, and you spoke things and things just began to happen and appear, but I really want this apple for myself. And God's like, just give me the apple, trust me, let me have this apple. And you're like, but God, this apple looks really, really good, and I'm hungry right now. Like, I need this right now. I can't wait to give you this apple and then, eat something. Like, I'm hungry, I'm starving. So here God is trying to take this one apple from you, and he has this big, glorious apple tree. Now, apple versus apple tree. Like, come on now. There's no comparison, because with the apple tree, not only do you have apples, you can make applesauce, you can just eat the apple, you can make apple juice, apple pie. Like, it's endless. This apple tree, what you can do, the means you could do with this apple tree is absolutely endless, but you don't want to give up this one stinking apple. Now, I posted something on Facebook a few days ago, and I said, if I would have just gone through the first time, if I would have just obeyed God the first time, if I would have given up what I needed to give up, if I would have done what I needed to do, if I would have went and said what needed to be said, or if I just would have went through the first time. If we do what it is that God is calling us to do in the season that he's calling us to do it, we will not prolong what it is that God is trying to give us. Because I think what we lose sight of when we are in the wilderness, the ultimate goal is to get to the promised land. But if you don't do what it is that you need to do while you're in the wilderness, you will never, ever encounter the promised land. You're going to die before you get there. You might see it, you might not. But are you really willing to take that chance? So, my question for you today is, what is it that you're not giving God or allowing God to take out of your life so that He can give you what it is that you really need and equip you in this season for what it is that He has for you? So, that's my Word Wednesday. I hope you guys enjoy. If not, I'm going to enjoy because I'm going to eat off of this word today. So, have a blessed day.